Hello. Well, what's this? What is that? That's a microphone, and hopefully, you know what, it's probably not recording, and that'll be funny. But I know that the mic on this GoPro obviously is not amazing, and that was a big thing. So I've got one. I'll get a couple of them in a charging case, all this stuff, but I've got one. So hopefully, it's going to be dead funny if there's no audio recorded. But yeah, there we go. So we're back out and about, Rio and I. Again, I don't know if we're going to have to move these to the morning maybe, because do you know what, I've been desperate to, this is nice, I feel like I'm holding a camera where I want to hold it. Usually I bring it right, my mouth right up next to it, so hopefully the microphone will pick something up, but now obviously I know I can just chat away, just hold the thing out, but hang on, there we go. Yeah, this was all very wonderful, wasn't it, when I started it a few weeks ago, and it was, go on, I keep going, when it was those very light summer evenings, but they're already closing in a little bit, and I've been desperate to try and, I'll never become a morning person. There's nothing creepy than these people who go, I get up at 5 in the morning, like, ugh. And by the way, I'm not talking about women who've got to get there, do the full morning routine and then get themselves off and commuting. I'm talking about those people who, they don't need to, but they get up at 5 o'clock and go to the gym, or these idiots in America who say they get up at 3 a.m. You get up at 3 a.m. and go and work out at the gym. You're like, all right, well, good on you. Anyway, I think it'd be a nice thing if I could get this to, if I started doing my morning walks at 7, and that'd be good. Then we get some light. Rio gets his walk first thing in the morning. I'm watching a load of these people, and I can't tell how I've not edited enough of these yet, but I can't tell how they're holding it. It seems to be like that, but then I don't want to be one of them who's walking on like holding a damn thing in the air, look a bit stupid, if you know what I mean. Hiya. Come on. So, yeah, I think a bit of practice on how I'm going to hold it. Again, whether this is recording or not, who knows. I'll tell you what we'll do. There's got like an active noise cancelling thing on it, so we'll try that halfway around. Come on, you. It's a nice house, that. Really nice. Looks. It's going to have a lovely view down there onto the canal. Really nice. Oh, well, what a week. What a week. I was Charlie Kirk. Let's talk about Charlie Kirk. I sit somewhere in the middle of all this. I like to be stoic and just see both sides. And there's opinions that they've both got that I really, really like. But one thing I did like a lot about that Charlie Kirk was the way he would he'd debate. And he was always smiling, he was always calm, he was always... I liked his style, I really did. So when you first see him on YouTube, you go, oh, who's this? What's he doing? And he's going up against these, blue-haired American uni students who are all just like, from what I can see anyway, from my little window, they all just look like they haven't got a clue what's going on, and they're just super, super angry. And he would just debate them. And to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff he said, I disagreed with. I have totally different opinions to him on quite a few subjects. And the other thing as well that he did that kind of frustrated me a little bit was, if he went up against somebody who was winning, using a little bit of logic, they were winning, he could always say, his final answer, his final retort was always, well, in the Bible it says this. That was it. If he was losing the argument, which he did often as I saw it, he would say, but it says in the Bible X, as if that was, you know, puts a full stop, pal, as if that just puts a line under it, you know. John 3:6-5 says that all souls are a blah blah blah, and you're like, you were having a good debate there. It was quite interesting. Both sides were really, you know, engaged, and then, but if he was ever losing it, he'd go to religion, which again, I'm far from a religious person, far from it, but I never liked that was his last resort. And he recently came to, what car is that? Interesting looking car. I wonder what it is. Sure. Well, I was going to say, one of you in the comments. There's no one subscribing me. I've not even uploaded a video yet, as if there's going to be thousands in the comments telling me what car it is. So yeah, the Charlie Kirk thing, I didn't like how he'd go to religion when he was sort of losing. And also, yeah, he recently came and did, I think it must have been Cambridge Uni. He went to Cambridge Uni, and it's the thumbnail, you know, Cambridge University students wipe the floor with Charlie Kirk. And they didn't really, they obviously had a bit more. Their arguing was way better than those kids in America, because the kids in America often they're just angry, they just hate him. They're so far against him that there's no talking to him whatsoever, so they just absolutely hate the guy. So there was no real back and forth or interesting debates or anything like that. So yeah, that was a bit annoying about him. And the other thing as well, I remember a guy at one of his debates I saw a while ago. He turned up. Hi there. Hello. Come on, Andrea. Yeah, I saw a guy turn up to one of his debates dressed as Jesus, dressed just in full Jesus robes, and he had all the long hair and everything. By the way, am I getting a bit confident holding this thing or what? Again, if you could see I'm holding it, it's a bit much. I'm kind of holding it up in the air. It'd be nice if I could, maybe if I just pull that up but yeah, that's a bit much. It's a bit showy off here. Anyway, this guy turns up to his thing dressed as Jesus with the full hair, and he looked the part. He said, "Hello, it's me, it's Jesus." And I thought Charlie Kirk could have really had fun with this, but he got annoyed. He got really annoyed, and he was like, "So speak Aramaic or something, or well, what happened on this date, or what was the exact that?" And he took all the fun out of it, and I was like, "No, this guy's great, but flawed. But listen, my version of his flaws is that he would go to religion, and a couple of times I saw him not particularly having fun where he should have had fun. My dad likes Ben Shapiro, and again, I like him. He'll have a debate with you, but when in doubt, he'll go to religion as well, as if they've got like the ultimate. Well, ultimately, they're totally right because of their religion, and I think that's a bit shit, really, a bit weak. But let's get to what happened. I was embarrassed to say, very embarrassed to say how I found out about it. Fucking YouTuber, vlogger. I'll carry this on in a second. There's a chap just walking here. Oh. Hiya. Hello. So, I see someone called HS Tiki Toki. This fucking guy, HS Tiki Toki. You can talk about flawed characters that I actually quite like. He's one of them. So he comes on, the shooting of Charlie Kirk. I've just seen the video. So I'm like, shooting of Charlie Kirk? What's he on about? So straight to the news, Charlie Kirk shot. Jesus Christ. So you go to Reddit, and you want to see the video, you want to see it. Like, what am I going to see here? And I've seen a video, and the video is a man being assassinated in 4K right in front of your eyes, shot in the neck. And I've had a week, obviously, to think about this, and I'm not going to offer any insight or anything that other people have not said already. I found it so sad as a father. He's got young kids, and that's it. And there's, mums and people that I know. If you will mourn Charlie Kirk's death but won't talk about Palestine, and all right, well, I'll talk about Palestine as well. Oh, well, you're not talking about the concentration camps in China. Oh, all right, I'll talk about those. Or you're not talking about cobalt mines in Africa or warlords. And I'm like, we all know the world's got good and bad, but this was something that, someone in the media right in front of us assassinated. And I'm sure if I'd have seen a video on Reddit of a Chinese concentration camp and kids crying for their father, I'd cry. But the thought of, you see the videos of his little kids and his perfect little family, and they're lovely, they're Christian values. Again, these are not things I share. I don't share any of this. But I don't know. It was so fucking sad. I just found it so sad. It really hurt. And I texted my dad almost in the middle of the night. I said, Charlie Kirk's been shot in the neck and killed. Texted me back in the morning, who's Charlie Kirk? So I was like, oh, it's Ben Shapiro you like, not Charlie Kirk. But anyway, so that's all happened. And it was, a lot of my friends as well, I think they're on my side, as in there's somewhere in the middle. We don't fall into either camp. There's a lot of the left that we like, there's a lot of the right that we like, but certainly not far right, not even close. And yeah, they found it very, very upsetting as well. And then when you see these people who come out afterwards and say, well, he said this about gay marriage, he said this about this. Didn't really. You're kind of reading things that have been misquoted there, but anyway. No problem at all. So yeah, that happened. The conspiracy stuff afterwards and all. I didn't want to get into that. It just happened, and it affected me. It really upset me, and it kind of helps divide even more, doesn't it? It just, people get more and more and more divided. People don't go, oh no, something's happened. Now the right hate the left even more, and the left say, oh, this was the right. And yeah, I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. So, who else has died on this jolly podcast? I'm calling it a podcast now, am I? Rather than a YouTube video or a ramble on. In a minute, I'm going to get up to a gate, come on the road, and I'll try and press the noise cancelling thing, see how that works. See if it changes anything. Right, yeah, I'll just put this down for a sec. Hiya. So, yesterday, what day is it? Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. We were out in the car, rainy day. Went into Manchester. Had to go and see somebody, and we were all just in the car, the kids in the back, Amy, listening to, I say listening to a CD, listening to our music in the car. For whatever reason, why am I explaining all this? The volume wasn't going up and down. This is something to do with the connector on Apple CarPlay. So I was like, let's just listen to the radio. And so we turn it on, it's Radio 2. And a song finished, and then he just played another song straight away. And they never do that. There's always in between, so what did you have for breakfast? And some banter. We go straight into another song. So just whatever in my head, I'm thinking, that's a bit unusual. We've gone into another song. And then it was Paddy McGuinness doing a show. And Paddy McGuinness comes on. And he goes, I'm really sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Just heard about a pal of mine's died. Ricky Hatton. Oh, it's upsetting me now. He goes, Ricky Hatton. He's died. This one's for you, champ. So I'm in the car, just like, oh my god. I say he'll play Blue Moon, so he plays Blue Moon. He goes straight into another song, something else nice, and then he goes into, then he goes into Adele. Adele, someone like you, I wish nothing but the best. And I'm like, I mean, this is a few days later, and it's really, really, really hurt me. This one really hurt me. George Michael's death, weirdly, made me upset. But Ricky Hatton, yeah, it really, really upset me. So he's just playing songs. I said to Amy, I said he can't talk. I said he can't talk here. He's just having to play, some tunes, and then he finishes the next one. Going to hand you over now to Elaine Page. Thanks for listening. Bye bye. And I thought, fuck, Ricky Hatton, the hitman, my era of boxing. I'm a big boxing fan. Oh, I went last night. I went I thought I've got to. I thought I cannot not go. It was a great fight, Canelo Crawford, and then Ricky Hatton died. So I was like, if I don't go back to the gym now, what am I even doing? So I went back to the gym yesterday, and yeah, so I'm back boxing again. But anyway, so Ricky Hatton's died, and it's someone who I just loved him. I'd met him a few times, just working in hospitality in and around Cheshire years ago. I was working at a hotel. He was always there at different events and all the rest of it. And I remember like a young staff wanting to go. By the way, pre-selfies, pre-mobile phones taking selfies. That's when I met Ricky Hatton. And people would want an autograph. So this lad was asking me, would you go and get an autograph for us? Would you go and get? I said, go and ask him. I said he's dead now. Let's go and ask him. Say, excuse me. I say, excuse me, Mr. Hatton, could I have your autograph? So he says, sorry, guy just waved at me. So yeah, long story short, I'd met him a few times, and I felt he was one of them. He was always making people laugh, or always being funny, or always being kind. And you could just, not like you hear that he's got these issues. I didn't know about his mental health stuff until it's really all in the press and all the rest of it, but I knew he liked a bit of coke. But I think sometimes with athletes, what's wrong with that? They've retired, they don't have to keep their body in shape anymore, and if they want to party a little bit, I have no issue with it. But yeah, it seemed, am I going to come right on the main road here? Well, come on, Ruby. Let's try noise cancellation, see what happens. If this has been recording at all the whole time, here we go. I think I've just put on noise cancellation. Let's see if that changes anything. So anyway, he's got his three kids. Campbell obviously is a boxer. He's retired. When I say retired, he went pro. They always say it's very difficult for a boxer's child or a fighter's child. These kids, boxers were, dragged up on the streets, on the mean streets, and then the kids grow up in mansions. There are the outliers. There's a couple out there that, we're watching at the moment, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. They've got that spark in them. But if you look at Campbell Hatton, the lean muscle that he had on him, that he was exactly in the same shape as his dad, as Ricky, who had, he would go up and down in weights between fights, which is never a good thing. But Campbell Hatton, who's obviously, he's got the fame, he's got the love, he's a funny guy, he's a nice guy, his family, and obviously there's generational wealth in that family. He could just live a great life. I think he wanted to be an electrician or something like that. Could have had a great life. He could have never paid for a pint again, telling stories about his dad and all the rest of it. But no, He's decided he wants to be a professional fighter, and he's got himself into the most incredible condition. So I always liked his son Campbell. And then you see him interviewed, he's talking about his grandkids and all the rest of it, and you think, Jesus Christ, just gone. 46, I'm 44. Now I've not achieved the incredible successes of Ricky Hatton, but you just think, it just shows you, doesn't it? There's nothing more I can really say on the subject apart from how much it upset me. And we were in Burnage when I heard that thing, Paddy McGuinness, and I had to go to Tesco anyway. And I come out of Tesco with some flowers. I said to Amos, I'm going to take these to his house. And she said, good. She said, good. I was going to, whoa, shit, well, hello. I fell off the curb. She said, good. I was going to say, do it. I've never done that before. My great hero is the guitarist Rory Gallagher. I've been to his grave. I mean, he died in the 90s, but I've been to his grave and left a few things there, sort of sentimental stuff. But yeah, went to his house, and you go to his. It says, Ricky Hatton of such and such a road, Hyde. So you just go to the road and you just drive down it, and it wasn't like there was a couple of cars there, a few big lads there, all looking upset, and I was very upset. I didn't want to get out of the car because I was so upset. And then Amy's like, "Come on, I'll come with you." And so we go, and we put some flowers down for him. By the way, you see me now, don't you? Just holding this camera out all the time. I'm not asked. I'm kind of really getting used to the fact that people will look and they'll make a little assessment and then move on. Oh, so we're going to put some flowers down at his house. What a house. What an unbelievable house. Absolutely unbelievable house. Big fucking mansion, like at the end of a pretty normal road with just fields off to the right, and you couldn't ask for a better house. Honestly, it was like, the mansion that you would want without being in a snobby area full of snobby people. And he's got, his Rolls Royces. Ricky has the registration, and he's so loved. He was so loved by everybody. If there's a funeral, obviously, it's one of them. I don't need to go to a funeral. If they go through the city of Manchester or do something, it was a derby. It was a United City derby on the weekend, on Sunday. And they had like a minute's applause for him, and obviously both sets of fans just full on. I just absolutely loved him. He was one of my favourite fighters ever, and one of my big thing for me about boxing, a silly thing, an argument I have with my best mate all the time. He's like, he's talking about a fighter, and he go, he's shit, and I'm like, it really upsets me. It really upsets me. I keep saying I'm upset a lot today. But I'm like, he's shit. You think he's shit? He's achieved this. Hang on. Worked so hard, got themselves to, world championship level boxers, fighters. The struggle, the strain, the everything for some fucking lad. Some armchair support. By the way, it's my best friend who I absolutely love, so I'm not going to go here. But some armchair supporter can say he's shit. I think it's the utter disrespect to say that about any fighter, any fighting man. And so, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so a big thing for me, huge thing for me to be fair, is when boxers at the end of a fight, how they conduct themselves at the end of a fight. With their opponent, I'm always like, I want to see a hug. Come on, Canals. Good boy, Rio. Yeah, it's how these men who've just basically tried to kill each other for half an hour, how do they speak to each other afterwards? And it's massive for me. I love it. And my favourite ever one, if I ever would give someone an example of how to conduct yourself after a fight, it's Hatton versus Zoo. Ricky Hatton versus Costa Zoo in Manchester. And you should go and watch it. You should go and watch it if you want to see how men, real men, real fighting men go and deal with something after a fight. The respect between the two. It's magic. And I love him for it. And another thing I think about Ricky Hatton as well is, and I've said this to a few of my friends, like I'm always trying to be funny or making jokes or having a nice time with everyone, and always got a funny line or, you know, funny word to say. And I do worry sometimes. I think, do people think when I go home I'm like, oh, you know, all down and depressed? Because I'm not at all. But you see, Jesus Christ, Ricky Hatton, Robin Williams, name them. There's so many out there who really are struggling or in hell, but are kind of out there being funny and doing funny things. And I don't know, anyway, so that's just something. I know mental health is just the biggest thing in the world, isn't it? It's been the biggest thing for years now. Mental health, oh, mental health, oh, mental health. But I suppose we understand it. I reckon we just called it depression once. But that's really what it is. And I think there's nothing more to say. I'm waffling. I'm waffling. I'm absolutely waffling. But yeah, so sad. So sad. One guy gets fucking assassinated in 4K in front of his kids. And another person who's an icon of Manchester, an icon of boxing. World champion, 2-weight world champion. Gone. And then my mate this morning texts me, celebrities died. I'm like, fucking hell. Well, this is Robert Redford, who, again, the Brad Pitt of his day. But for me, again, it's not, it doesn't really hurt. You know, not someone I knew particularly well or watched their work. So, I'll come back in 1 second when I've got more to say. Just trying to work out how to hold this camera still. And I realise as well that the if it is recording, you know, it's just recording all the time. So it's like a hot mic. And I forget what it was called, but what was the Netflix show about a guy? I think he killed someone or he had someone killed. Just like this old man. And he kept, obviously they're doing a documentary, so they've put a mic on him and he'd go off to the toilet and he'd just be talking to people and all the rest of it. And then the producers would have to say to him, hey, your microphone's on, it's a hot mic. Oh, okay. And then he started probing more and more about this poor woman who's died. And I need to go to a bathroom. So he goes off to the toilet and whilst he's in there, I think he says to himself, oh, they've got you, Robert, they've got you for the murder. It's not as obvious as I'm making it sound, but it's very similar. Hiya. Yeah, anyway. I don't feel entirely comfortable at all, like holding this out. But I'm getting there. I'm getting more and more comfortable. Like I say, when I start learning where to hold it properly, because it's quite a big selfie stick on it, so I'm holding this big. How can I even? This is waffle. This is utter waffle. Utter waffle. You can have a bit of canal walking back. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the uploads of these tonight. So this will be is this the 7th one I've done? Problem is, and again, as if I'm talking to an audience in there, I tried to, I did all the editing, got the first one all ready to go, export. 5 hours later it goes, ping, couldn't do that. there was an issue. One of your files somewhere is corrupt. Oh, Jesus, right, okay, well, ask ChatGPT, what do I do? How do I sort this? Do it in sections, and then one of your sections suddenly won't work, and then you know that the corrupted clip is in that section. Off you go. So I do that. First section, bosh, perfect. Second, perfect. Third one, well, obviously the corrupt file's in here. No, boom, perfect. So I don't know what to do, so I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT all about that. Yeah, someone, dog on a lead? Yeah, dog on a lead. I'll put this down just for a sec. Don't know what I'm saying. I've literally got nothing to say. I've got loads to say, loads and loads to say, but I'm just conscious, like, this really was just testing this out. I don't know if, is this still recording? Yeah, it's still recording. I was just talking to a girl then, and she looked at it, like, what the fuck are you doing? She's being lovely, but I just went, oh, let me just stop this. She's telling me about Rottweiler, Pasha, which is dead nice, dead nice. And listen, we're nearly back here, very, very nearly back. Oh, so once again, I've promised that these aren't going to be, you know, really fun, interesting vlogs. And most of the time I come on, complain about something. And today we come on and talk about, yeah, death. I wonder as well, it does feel like, and it really does, but is this because of the YouTube I watch? It does feel like the world is a powder keg, America especially. Go on, Ruby. Like, is something going to happen? And I wonder if I've timed my vlogging to be the, you know, the Samuel Pepys of my generation. Am I going to document this whole World War III? I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, I really hope the audio's worked. This is not the kind of, you don't need to hear me saying, oh, I hope the audio has worked. We're getting off at this bridge anyway, so do you know, if I can keep talking just for a little bit longer. This is so lovely. Look at this. Again, your house just backing out onto a canal. So nice. And you can see that new one that was shown before, the way it's going to look down on everything. It's going to be very nice. No, don't do it. Not now. Go on, Rio. Jesus, I'm such a nosy bastard. He just glimpses into people's lives, like what people are doing, how they're doing it. Oh, yeah. It's okay. Right, listen, I'll bid you farewell. The car's up on the bridge here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. No, I'm not going to end them like that with a little kiss. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.